they brought themselves from a fourth-tier country to a second-world country.
That's interesting.
And they've done it largely through the production of ethanol, and because they were producing so much sugarcane, they realized, hey, we can use this for ethanol.
I did not know that. That is crazy.
And they've done an amazing job at it, and that's why Brazil has done so much within the last 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
They were literally one of the poorest countries in Latin America, and now they are one of the richest countries in Latin America. And you see in the World Cup there, you see so many things, the Olympics happening there. It's not by mistake. They're on the up and up in terms of development. The United States, as one of the most industrialized countries in the world, has to find a new way to get off of our oil dependency.
Yeah.
Because until then, all we're going to see is continued scenarios like this. Every time the Middle East has a crisis, it's our problem.
Yeah, it is. Literally.
It's always our problem, and it's going to continue to be our
We're
problem.
causing the problem too a lot of times because we know we need the oil. Like, you look at Iran, like, I watched a video a couple of days ago on, like, the full breakdown of, like, the Iran, U.S., pretty much Iran versus the world relationship from, like, 1908. And, like, you see over the years, like, Iran is a huge supplier of oil. Like, when the U.S. puts sanctions on a country, like, those economic sanctions is literally warfare. Like, you're killing millions and millions of people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same thing going on in Venezuela. Like, yeah, sure, Venezuela, Maduro, his approach to socialism wasn't the best. He messed up there. But he didn't mess up to the levels of the impact that it's had. What happened there is it was one, him messing up, him, quote unquote being a tyrant, but a large majority of that is him saying, look, US, we don't want to take your dollar anymore.
Right.
You know what? You don't want to take our dollar? You don't want to take our dollar? You know what?
Now you fucked up.
Sanctions. Now no other country will buy from you. Because if you're a smaller country or a medium-sized country or even like a large country, the US is that. You cannot. So like, if the US says, if you do business with them, you can't do business with us.
We saw that. We saw that happen with what country? Cuba.
Cuba.
You know what I mean?
Bully wall.
For years, even, I don't know if you guys have been to Cuba, it's still in that 1960s capsule, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, it's super historical, but like, to use Wi-Fi in Cuba, you literally, there's no wireless Wi-Fi. You sit in a hotel or an internet cafe, and you buy like a calling card, and you sit there, and it's regulated by the government.
Wow.
And you can't go anywhere. And even if you're a student, imagine trying to do your homework like that. You literally aren't even free to look up what you need to look up.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying socialism is bad. There's actually a lot of tenets to socialism and Marxism that I agree with.
Yeah.
However, you see what a sanction does to a country. A sanction by the United States, it holds you back so much.
It literally kills people.
Yeah.
Like, medicine, you can't get no medicine in, you can't get no food in. Like, depending on the type of sanctions that the U.S. will put on you, like, you look at Libya, look at Iraq. All these countries, and then a lot of these countries have similar things. Like, yo, we are oil rich. We're not taking your U.S. dollar as the main currency of exchange.
Right.
So the U.S. says, okay, what do you think you're doing? Iran did it as well. What do you think you're doing? We run this. The U.S. like, bullies. Okay, all of these countries have like this natural resource that they're able to be a valuable country off of. Oil, gold, sugar cane, you know what I'm saying? Natural gas, whatever
molasses.
It is. The U.S. has molasses, you know what I'm saying?
I remember,
like,
the
U.S., we got that military, and we gonna come wash you up regardless. So if you want to do that, we gonna put these sanctions on you, and then your people are not gonna be able to eat, and your people are not gonna be able to get medicine. So like,
wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you. As far as those who are unaware, please explain exactly what a sanction is.
A sanction could be something like, okay, let me give an example. You can't import any more money. You can't import any more of your natural resource anymore. So, if you look at the sanctions that the U.S. put on Iran, China, every other country that used to buy oil from them, stopped buying oil because the U.S. basically says if you do business with them,
you can't fuck with us.
And like,
damn.
It's like a rule. Basically.
It's like it doesn't.
You can't hit
like,
this if you.
And if you look at how much people don't realize how much business other countries do with the U.S. So it's like okay,
very interdependent.
It's a lot of interdependency, and like if I'm a country, like I said before, if I'm like a medium-sized country, and it's between me working with Iran while me working with the U.S. Come on, it's not even a question.
I'm gonna have to go with the U.S.
I'm gonna have to go with the U.S. every single time, and it's like we might be paying a little bit more for the oil now, but we can still get this, and this from the U.S. You know what I'm saying? We can still, have our websites be accessible to U.S.
The Wi-Fi.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So like,
the Wi-Fi.
all that type of shit is just. I'm gonna send you a video later on Iran.
YouTube?
On Iran too.
YouTube?
Yeah. It's like a 30-minute video, and it's like. It's very sad to read about this stuff. Like it gets depressing at times when you're reading about this. This is like, damn, like this is what we do in other countries. Today we bombed Afghanistan, like 25 people dead. Like
it's about power. Power and resources. That's
but like you look at what they did in Libya. You brought up Gaddafi earlier today. Like what Americans saw of Gaddafi. He's this, he's this rapist. He treats women horribly. Human rights activist. He's killing people. A tyrant. Meanwhile, Libya was flourishing.
All the countries.
But we are in America. So what do we see? This guy's a tyrant. He's chopping people's
legs off. That's because the narrative and everything.
Yeah, but I mean that matters. And then you got CNN, and you got MSNBC, you got Fox, and they're pushing that narrative as well. And over years, you start to think like, do they really know? Do they really know what's going on, or is this like part of it? Like
who they?
As in like all the mainstream corporate, establishment media.
I think they do. It's just I think because obviously you know me, I'm all about conspiracy. Oh, I'm all about that. I'm with everything.
I think some people they do though. But
I think there's only but so much they can say. Like as far as like truth and like real verified information. Like Gaddafi it's like if y'all say what really gonna be said, we'll shut this shit down. So
Gaddafi told, and now this is another thing right here. A lot of people that I talked to, which is really interesting, didn't want to vote for Hillary because of what she did in Libya. Now, there's two ways to look at this. On one side, Gaddafi said, "I'm not taking the U.S. dollar anymore in exchange for oil. We're gonna take these gold slabs. Libya is sitting on tons and tons and tons of gold.
Yeah.
So is many other countries in Africa. So they're like, you know what? In order to pay for this oil, you're gonna have to have these gold slabs, like she said earlier about unifying the currency. Nigeria, Senegal, Eritrea, whatever country you are, you got gold over there, right? We're gonna make these into these gold slabs. This is how we're gonna trade oil. U.S., you got to pay for your oil in these gold slabs. The U.S. dollar is not backed by gold.
Hell no.
It's backed by military power. So, you know what Hillary Clinton says? If we don't go in there and kill this man and have a regime change, if we don't support these rebels, the U.S. dollar is going to plummet. You know what that means for us? We are going to struggle. We are going to struggle.
It's the Great Depression.
Yo, it's the Great Depression.
And then
it's the worst depression.
And then we bring weapons to the other side. Yeah. And then they take him out. And now y'all adapt to up.
However, though, but the thing is, though, you got to look at it from like the American side. Like on one side, it's like, yo, Hillary's a horrible person. How could she do this How could she do this to Africa? But on the other side, facts. Hillary is like an American hero, because if she doesn't do what she does, we don't know life. Life ain't the same.
It all depends on what side of the story you're on.
Exactly. But, it's always perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because the people high up in government look at Hillary Clinton as this hero. We look at her as this war hawk that just always wants to go to war.
It's based on information, honestly. I'll say at that point it's based on information, because if you know the cause and effects of certain decisions, then it's just like that's how you base it off of. So I feel you.
I apologize. Hold up. No. See, this is...
This is what we do.
No, this is good. This is good.
We gotta get back to the politics. We want to. First of all, I want to hear more about you. Like, how you also got what your time in Senegal as well. Like, how that got you into politics. How that got you into the politics and everything. Why did you believe this was gonna work?
That's a great question.
Yeah. That's a great one.
So for me, the first thing that you're supposed to do when you're an entrepreneur is survey the market.
Yeah.
So I started, before I even designed the app or anything like that, I just started hitting on my friends on some casual shit like, Like, how'd you feel about the last election? We're just chopping it up like you guys and you and I are right now. Like, did you vote on everything? Like, did you feel confident when you walked out? No. Who'd you vote for? I don't really remember. What'd you vote on this amendment on? I don't know if I said no or yes. And these are smart, these are educated people. These are like some of my inner circle. And I was like, if it's affecting us, we're college educated, we have all these opportunities. I can imagine someone who only has a high school education or doesn't have a graduate degree. How much more difficult is it for them? So we surveyed those people too. And we surveyed people that were further ahead. And we realized, even though politicking, we focus on millennials, my mom was having the same issues. People in my family were having the same issues. You said it, you talk to your parents all the time. It's not just a millennial issue. The thing about millennials is, though, the difference between us and your parents' generation is they will go out and vote.
Yes.
They will. Because they remember times when they couldn't. They remember times when there was dogs out there, fire hydrants and shit. They remember rougher times. So they don't mind waiting in an hour line because it's like, ain't no dog trying to eat me.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
For us, we have so much to do. We're so busy. If we are the social media age, if we can't get shit in 30 seconds, we're out.